It's the Co-Pilots podcast after all.
Yeah, rebooting, because that's a thing.
Haha, we're doing reboots.
I don't know, are they... I don't know if they even really count as reboots.
Are they reboots? They're continuations.
Revisits.
Nobody knows. Nobody cares.
Well, I mean, Discovery, Star Trek Discovery is a prequel.
Wait, what?
I read a thing.
Is it?
On Wikipedia. Yeah, apparently. Wikipedia says it's a prequel.
Serves as the first in the series two-part premiere that acts as a prologue to the rest of the series.
Oh, maybe it was a prologue.
Wait, no, it can't. Yeah, it can't be. Here we go. It's set. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it's sorry. Set roughly. We'll probably get into this in a bit. We know fuck all about Star Trek. It's set roughly.
That is going to show.
Roughly a decade before the events of the original Star Trek series. Right, and shows the beginnings of the Federation Klingon Cold War. Right. Okay, that makes it. That makes sense. So yeah, it's Star Trek Discovery and 24 Legacy. That's for today.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you want to start with?
well, as soon as we started talking about Star Trek, we might as well.
Yeah, it does make
continue.
sense.
So, I was in the car, in a colleague's car, on my way home today, and I texted you saying I was very much looking forward to recording tonight, and you said yes, and then I said I really very much enjoyed Star Trek Discovery, and your response was I also have an opinion, and now I want to know what that was.
Not a fan.
Really? Did you think it was like just utter bobbins?
No, I thought it was just kind of boring.
Did you really?
Well, like, the films are really good. I really like the 3 new films.
I've not seen Beyond.
Beyond's maybe the worst of the 3, but
Oh really? Because I didn't.
it's still pretty fun.
Into Darkness isn't great.
Yeah, but that has Cumberbatch in it, so it's great. I can forgive it anything.
It's
but him.
It's slightly odd that we know nothing about Star Trek, and up until the films, I hadn't seen any Star Trek. And then when Into Darkness came out, we went to the midnight opening.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you kind of feel really bad. 'Cause you're like, we took those seats away from people who probably really would have enjoyed that film more.
Wait, we can't have booked it. I feel like we just sort of rocked up.
We just turned up.
Hey,
Like, no, we were at the pub next to Cineworld, just like,
should we come back later?
should we just... No, we didn't leave the pub.
Did we?
Should we just hang around? Yeah.
Oh, I thought we started off like in our respective houses in the student quarter of Southampton and we wandered down. Were we in the pub?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes it
I
slightly
think we went to like Planet or something, and then we were like, oh, should we go to the pub? And we went to
Yeah.
St. Lucius.
Yeah.
That sounds like something we would do.
It definitely does. And then we was like, fuck it, let's go there. Let's take the piss out of these nerds. Oh, you fucking Klingon bastard.
And then we were just like, oh, it was actually, not bad.
That's pretty good.
And then I think after that I watched the first Star Trek film and then was like, I understand a lot more of what's going on in that second film.
Wait,
now.
you hadn't seen the first one?
I don't think so. Like, Star Trek's... I was one of those people... I was raised on Star Wars, therefore it's better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had this conversation a lot about the whole Star
Yeah.
Trek, Star Wars, and we realised... Yeah,
It purely depends. If you're introduced to both as a kid, you will like both forever. You won't pick a side.
Yeah.
If you watched one or the other, you'll just go, well, there's no point in watching that. It's just like Star Wars, but boring.
Okay, so, well...
Which isn't what I'm doing. I'm entirely neutral, like a fucking Vulcan, mate.
Okay, so...
It's a Star Trek joke. I know things.
I'm amazed. I thought this had been right up your street, but... I really liked, like, even the opening scene. I was like, this is fucking great. And it was all...
See, the thing is... I liked the opening scene.
Uh-huh.
I liked the bit where they're walking on the planet.
Yeah.
It's more everything that happens after that I found quite dull.
I thought you'd quite like this, the procedural sort of nature of it. Just like, okay, well, you got to do this, then you do this, then you do, and they're all sort of just discussing what to do. That was really interesting. I thought.
I think the bit that actually, for me, I think the bit that I didn't like is where mostly she didn't die in space, because I feel like she really should have.
Yeah, I do. I think I've remembered it correctly. She just sort of appears back on the ship.
Yeah,
And
I mean, to be fair, they've got a get out for that. We should probably talk about some of the stuff that happens before that, because I mean, there's we that's skipping to like the third act of the episode.
Well, as we've just both said, we like the opening scene. The opening scene is there's a Klingon leader, and he's given a speech, and it's basically saying, we need to fuck up the Federation, and the way he says it is amazing. He says something, what is it? We need to fight the people whose fatal greeting is. Then he switches to English and says, "We come in peace." And I'm like,
I really like
that. I'm fucking up for this fight. I was with him. I was like, oh yeah, go on, fight the power and all that. And then
and then they have that transition where the first thing that you hear one of the Federation commanders say is,
"We come in peace."
And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
They're gonna fight. And then there's really very little payoff for this fight. This implied fight.
But something that did annoy me in the following scene is the two commanders, they're walking around that sort of desert planet, and they bring water to a droughted area, and then they seemingly are walking around, and then there's this huge storm cloud over it, and they're saying, oh no, the Shenzhou, their ship is not going to be able to find us. What do we do? We need to. And
then she's just like, I brought a star. She's like, what?
Yeah, and then she's walked. The two of them have walked in the perfect pattern of the Federation logo, the Star Trek logo, and I was like, I mean, I kind of feel like it would look a little bit janky because it was perfect.
Yeah, and also that's not a star. I really feel like I should have enjoyed this more.
I mean,
but
I feel that was probably
there was just. There's just something like towards the end that just made me go, I just don't care anymore.
Okay, so later on, the ship's flying through space and they find a foreign object and they're like, what the bloody hell's this? So
they go out to, so these as they're like right at the beginning, they're Klingons, and because of my lack of Star Trek knowledge, I have no idea if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm assuming bad.
Yeah.
Because of the whole speech of like, we're just gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
But then they find, like, there's a satellite that's been like shot.
That's it.
And at no point does anyone go, well, I'm pretty sure this has been shot. We should probably, get some like fighting cunts out here. They just go, oh, we've got to figure out what it is, what shot it. That's where it all starts going downhill for me.
I thought that was the start of like the real meaty stuff, the stuff that I really enjoyed, and I found it really satisfying. I can't believe this. This has really surprised me. I really thought you were going to like this.
I think it's also because at this point, for me, I'm looking at it like it's the first episode. It has to make me give a shit about someone, and I just don't.
Not even Doug Jones. What's his name? Just Saru.
Literally none of them.
Oh, he's great though. He's all like, give it all that. We're looking all alien-y.
Yeah, but I just don't care. Like, as far as I'm concerned, they could all just die.
Well, I thought the real interesting thing is I was with the Klingons as well as the Federation. I was sort of like, I can sort of see it from both sides, because it's like, well, they attacked our satellite and then she attacks the Klingon and kills him. So I was like, well, that's an act of war. Well, I mean, the Klingons, they'll probably take that as an act of war.
Well, yeah, but what I found weird is that she's clearly had some like interaction with them before that's just not explained, but I would maybe have liked that. to be explained as to why she just goes fucking Klingons. Apart from the fact that there's clearly like a history there that I just don't understand.
I wonder if perhaps if we knew more about Star Trek, that would become, a bit.
Well, I mean, it hasn't taken away from your enjoyment of it.
Absolutely not. No, I love it. So okay, so if the middle section is boring, when they're sort of having the moral discussion, okay, do we do this? Do we attack them? Do we hold firm? Do we run away? What do we do? And there's lots of idea. We're the last line of defense to the next system of planets. It's literally just us versus them. Do we attack just that ship, or what do we do? So then, let's go from the like sort of the twist of it. The thing that I really didn't expect is Burnham, isn't it? Is the she's played by the lady who plays Sasha in Walking Dead. She attacks Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, what? She does
George,
a little Vulcan death pin.
Yeah, and takes command of the ship and then goes, right, fuck them up.
I think she's the character that I like the most.
Yeah, I figured she would be.
But I don't know if it's because I liked her in Walking Dead, or if it's because I like the idea that she's a human who just wants to be a Vulcan. Because I got the impression that her character just wants to be like, cool, I'm just logic, like, and I'm just like, yeah, that's fair, because that's really what you should be as the commander of a ship. But also, you're being massively emotional right now, you're not really nailing this. I don't know, it's like I guess that sort of like in a character conflict of just herself just seems so random with no explanation. And I think that's what I don't like.
Wait, so sorry, the balance between the emotion.
Yeah, so like her emotional response versus her logic doesn't seem to, like, there are hints that there is a reason, but
well, I guess
I feel like they could have taken like maybe a minute for someone just to go, look, I understand, like whatever, like, and then just being like, this thing happened in your past. Well, maybe it did happen, I just wasn't paying attention.
Well, I mean, I figure it's because she's raised by her adopted dad as a Vulcan, so I'm guessing it's similar to Spock in that where he's half human, half Vulcan, he then has the best of both. So the logic versus it's not anything new in Star Trek.
Yeah, it's just hers seems so. Because with Spock, especially in the films, it's very much like his last resort is to give in to his emotions.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems to be her first instinct.
Well, I think it makes her more interesting, I guess. I think 'cause
it makes her the most interesting character on the show.
That was something frustrating I found with, like, with the idea of the Vulcans, is they just don't care about anything other than what's logical. And I was like, well,
but then that's the same thing that I like about Sherlock.
That's very true. Although he does.
Basically,
he does
the
care,
Vulcans
though.
are all just sociopaths.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. You've really surprised me there. I thought you were going to really like this, but no. But that's good. I think you've argued your points and put your point across very well. So I respect you. You're wrong.
Well,
I respect.
I think my main issue with it is it got to the end. Like, it spent this whole like final third of the show setting up this like, will we shoot? Won't we shoot? Then a big fucking armada of Klingon ships come in and then it just cuts, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not going to watch the rest of this.
Okay, but is that not exactly what Star Trek was? It's having the big philosophical and moral debates. It's in these giant spaceships. Like, okay, well, do we do this? Well, I think that's.
But with
that's
this,
it
I would have liked, especially for like a pilot first episode thing, would have liked to have, I guess, seen just a hint of there might be some like, because also Star Trek has action. Well, maybe, I don't know if it did when the TV shows had a much tighter limit on how much money they can spend.
Oh, believe me, I've seen a number of terrible fights in Quarries. They had action, my friend.
Yeah, but like now they have a chance to do more, like the spacewalk. Like the thing is, this show is beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's a really good looking show as well.
Yeah, like even just like a little, like a tiny little thing, like when she's doing the spacewalk, when she's looking around in the helmet, there's a little thing tracking her eye movements, and I was like, that is just such a nice little touch that should be in a much better show.
Fair play, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's valid.
Yeah, I would like, even if the show had ended with someone firing the first shot, that would have been enough of like a hint at what's to come for me. But as far as I'm concerned, what's gonna happen is they're gonna just sit and be like, well, I'm not gonna shoot at you, we've already killed one of yours.
Well, I mean,
and she made it look so easy. Like that warrior looked like he was ready to kick some ass, and she was just like,
whoops.
I thought she just headbutted him and then somehow he got stabbed. It's like, I don't understand how you've done this, but well done. Oh, you're floating off into space, you might die.
I wonder if the show, the name Star Trek Discovery, if the Discovery is named after, a ship, so that would imply that the Shenzhou gets blown up or destroyed or whatever. And then
I'm going to imagine that they're going to get... I feel like this is setting up Sasha as a character who will get her own ship after this mission.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Plus, Jason Isaacs is in it later on, and I love that guy. So I'm going to carry.
Yeah,
I will.
I really wanted this to be better. I so did. It's like I've like for so like since I started since I enjoyed the Star Trek games, I was like, I wish there was a Star Trek TV show that I liked.
Yeah.
Because I've seen odd episodes here and there from Star Trek, and it's just never interested enough. I think the problem might be Star Trek. That might be the problem. In that, knowing that there might not be a resolution until like the end of like a set of episodes, I'm just like, no, just nail it in 2 hours, then I'm fine.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. So you're not going to carry on watching it?
No, I mean, also to be fair, I haven't really watched any Star Wars TV shows either.
No, that's true. I watched a bit of Rebels, which is great. But
I've watched clips from that, like just some of the bigger fights. I don't know. Maybe I just actually just want these to be fantastical, like space battles and cool hand-to-hand combat, and less like, oh, should we do that?
Yeah. Fair enough. No, that's fair. Okay, so on to 24 Legacy.
Yeah, this I really liked.
What is it then?
It's like 24,
Mm-hmm.
as you might be able to tell by the name. And I mean, to be fair, it starts off with just someone just like robbing a house. And I was like, I mean, I love seeing people rob stuff. But it follows the same format as the rest of the series, which I've only seen some of season 1 and more recently the first episode of the 24 pilot.
Mm-hmm. Which actually led to me watching the whole first series.
Episode 7 of season 1.
That was we got through 24 pretty quickly. I mean, Lisa, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's only 24 hours long. But no, the thing is, I love the idea of a show that just runs in real time. That's one of my, I think, favourite TV things that I've ever seen anyone do.
Yeah.
And like, it's a very rare thing to see. I think 24 have done it, and there was that Doctor show that we did.
Critical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
did
really
it as well.
good. I think that was in that was in top 5, I think. No, it was an honourable mention, I think. That was only episode.
That was our second episode.
We did. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we did that in Penny Dreadful. Like, they would not go. It would have gone with 24.
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
but
definitely.
Now we know how to plan things.
We didn't know what we were doing back then. Back in those heady days. In fairness, from episode 3 onwards, we sort of did link them up a bit. So.
Yeah, I think we started to realise that it doesn't make a lot of sense to be like, hey, this is Marvel. and this is The Walking Dead. I know it was The Flash and Breaking Bad.
Bad,
Was the
that
best
was
one. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
No, it does not. So yeah,
But this
Jack Bauer's not in this.
No, which I feel like he's earned his retirement.
Well, this is the thing. I did a little bit of reading up on this because I was trying to see where 24 Legacy fits in with the others. Because I thought this was 24 Live Another Day. Because I was expecting to see John Boyega. So then when he didn't show up, I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind. It's still good. But yeah, so anyway, the 24 Live Another Day.
Is Live Another Day the one that's set in the UK?
Yes. And
they filmed some of it in Southampton.
What? Did they? No.
I'm pretty sure they filmed some of it at the docks.
Oh shit! I wish I'd known that. Oh well. Yeah, but it ends with Jack Bauer surrendering himself to the Russians. So that's where he is. I don't know if they'll ever bring him back and just let him have like a okay. Now you get to go and just go fishing and have a log cabin and just chill the fuck out.
Nah. But this
is a really good story. Really good story.
Yeah, and I quite the thing I think I just really like the pacing of 24.
There's something really satisfying and really watchable about it. Sometimes when we do the show, like I'll open the episode up and it will say, okay, this is an hour long, and I'm like, it's getting quite long now, an hour for a TV show. And then, but with 24, it's just sort of like, because I think it's chaptered and it reminds you of, you know, how much time has passed in the episode. For some reason,
it's like, you know, with some shows, yeah, like with some shows, you'll be like checking how long you've got left, just like hovering the mouse over and be like, oh, there's like 20 minutes left. Fuck.
Yeah, particularly if it's like a dull show as well.
Yeah, it got to like, it was like, I can't remember, it was like 12:47 or something, and I was like, fuckers, I'm being shortchanged here. But yeah, so it follows, what's his name?
Carter. Eric Carter.
Yeah, so it's following him. So you see here, like, after the robbery, he gets a call from his mate, Ben Grimes, who stole a thing. Also, isn't that the name of...
Oh, no, you're thinking of Ben Grimm.
Ben Grimm, yeah.
I could hear you thinking it
because for a second I was just like, hang on a minute. Is this just the Fantastic Four but 24?
The Fantastic 24?
The Fantastic 24. That would be awful. Yeah, so he says like, oh, there's someone looking for us. So very early on they're just like, this is how these two things are related. Which... that's another TV show that we've watched recently you could learn from.
Mm-hmm.
Just telling me things so that I know stuff.
You really didn't like it, did you?
I really didn't. I think it's just because they didn't tell me enough. Like, I like to know things.
You like to drink and to know things?
Yeah. I should get that on a t-shirt. Oh wait, I have it on a t-shirt.
I'm pretty sure you were wearing it when you came down for the surprise visit a couple of weeks ago.
I could well have been. But no, then it cuts to the director of the CTU, who's
Eowyn.
married to Senator Bail Organa.
Oh yeah, I thought I recognised him. I was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, I know I'm a senator, and I was like, yes, of the Galactic Republic. But you were on that planet, Alderaan, what got blown up, so you're dead, mate.
He's done
Your
a
career's
lot.
over.
I've just looking at his and it's the highlights are like he was in the prequels and Rogue One. He was in Dexter and he was in Sons of Anarchy. That's pretty good.
Was he a senator in all of them?
I imagine he probably wasn't in Sons of Anarchy.
Because that would be some fucking typecasting, wouldn't it?
Oh, and he's in How to Get Away with Murder as well, and Gears of War 4. So
he's in How to Get Away with Murder.
Apparently.
Was clearly not paying enough attention when I watched all of that.
So yeah, so Carter, who was he's a ranger, and then he starts getting wind that.
Well, yeah, he gets a warning from Grimes, and then he's just like, oh, no, because everyone because Grimes is obviously the crazy paranoid one who's just like, they're after me, and he's just like, oh, I'll just check on the others and make sure. And his wife's just like, I think you're overreacting. And
as fucking terrorists are coming up the drive.
Yeah, and he's just like, get in the attic.
Which I thought is weird that he goes, right, get in the attic, and then the terrorists break in and they say, search the house, and no one thinks, let's have a look in the attic.
He rips the cord off so that they can't open it.
Oh, I think I missed a bit.
And that's why she has to kick it open.
Ah, that makes sense, because I'll confess, I was cooking some stuff while watching it, or like cutting up some stuff to be cooked, and then that idea got thrown out the window, and now we're getting a pizza. So so I had that on while I was doing other bits, so I might have missed the odd bit.
But then, so the same sort of situation happens to him as happened to, I don't know. They've never actually specified
Which one it was at the start. Which
I think that's because it's Mac, because he's dead.
Yeah, he's just he was in the squad.
Yeah. So they go through and they're searching him, and they reveal what they're looking for. They're looking for a box. As
the strong box, they called it.
Yeah. Which I get, it's just a lockbox, really, I think. Just like a cash tin. That it turns out Grimes did steal when they were raiding this terrorist base. And it turns out it has a list of sleeper cells in the US, which is fairly...
A list of everything.
Yeah. It's that list you make of just everything that you've ever done and owned. It's like that list, and you're just leaving it laying around. It's not the best idea.
But also, I want to know what program he's got on his phone where he can plug in a USB and it can read it off of his phone, because that was cool as shit.
Yeah, that would actually be really helpful. I imagine you can just get a little thing that you plug in.
Yeah,
his phones can read. Yeah.
But parallel to that, you've got Ingram, who's the new leader of the CTU.
I think Ingram's the leaving.
That's it.
Leaving.
She's handing over to someone. It's sort of her story arc in this mirrors. I can't remember the dude's name, but I think it might even be Jack. He attacks the leader of the CTU in his first episode in the pilot of 24. When he finds out that he's doing something.
He's just an agent, isn't he?
I can't remember his
name. Well, the thing is, she has no proof that Mullins is in on this.
Yeah.
Mullins also was in The Flash. He was a big bad in that.
Oh, was he?
It took me way too long to recognise him. Yeah, he was Zoom, I think, season 2.
You did say you recognised a lot of people in this. I only recognised...
Dre.
Corey Hawkins. I think that was it. Oh, and Miranda also, because, Lord of the Rings.
And Bail Organa. Oh, you didn't recognise him?
No. The story of the kid in the school being a terrorist. I'm not sure how much I enjoyed that. This is a bit bad.
Oh no, it's the same sort of thing, because in the first episode they had a bunch of stuff going on with Jack's kids, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I guess it's just sort of that kind of mirroring of still having
the kid
other stuff going on
the other side, I suppose.
Because I feel like the kid Drew might become more of a player as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Because I imagine he's going to be just hounding the CTU and being like, "Why aren't you looking into this thing that I'm telling you about?"
Because you're a fucking kid.
I think he's going to end up being some fucking Carter's sidekick or something.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was great fun.
I mean, even the school stuff, I was like, that's a bit weird. You're touching on two quite sizable taboos there.
Yeah.
You've got a teacher who's clearly and also he's clearly in love with this girl.
Yeah.
Who goes to his school. I feel terrorism might be more than a taboo, I think. But I know I kind of like that little twist of it was the kid goes to him and he's like, "Oh, I think she's going to do a terrorism," and then later on it's revealed that he's involved too, and it's like, oh, who the fuck can you trust? Which I kind of feel like is a part of Carter's arc, is a lot of like, I can't trust anyone apart from my gangster brother, who was in Killerhood as well, or Brotherhood, or one of them.
Wait, what? Are you joking?
No.
What? What's his brother's name? Isaac, is it?
Yeah.
No way. Hang on, Ashley Thomas, who are you? Oh, it's Bashi! Oh! Oh yeah, I remember he did a song for the soundtrack for Adulthood. Is he in Adulthood?
I think
it's just music.
It's on a credit, yeah.
Oh wow, that's great. I had no idea that was Bashi. Sweet.
I think that's all of the people that have been in other things that I know.
You saying that about talking about who he can trust, that was my least favourite part of the entire show. Is there's a line that he delivers in such a crap way. She goes, "Well, why are we going to your brother?" And he just sort of looks and go, "Oh no, okay, oh, why aren't you going to anyone else about this?" I was like, "Where's that effect?" And
because I'm the only one I can trust.
He looks like, because right now I'm the only one I can trust. Oh, shut the fuck up. That was terrible.
Apart from the lady on the phone, but
yeah.
I mean, he's kind of got a point. Like, a terrorist is there. Like, there are terrorists, and you know, no one knew who he was or where he lived, apart from 3 people who just happened to be the heads of the FBI, the CTU, and the CIA. So one of them is probably a cunt. But no, it's really, it's actually what I really liked. I think most about this. One, it's not Star Trek, and 2, that it always seemed with 24. It always seemed to be a bomb.
Yeah.
Or some actual plot that's already taking place, and he just has to react to it. But this is like, just he has some intel that people are clearly willing to kill a fuck ton of people to get to, and I feel like the end goal of this intel is to kill a fuckload more people.
Yeah.
So
hopefully not with a bomb.
Just cut out the middleman and just. Well, it seems to. I'm guessing that all these sleeper agents are just. I guess. The school terror plot will be one of these cells.
Yeah.
And like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A bunch of other stuff like that to just do loads of murder. But this I'm quite interested in continuing to watch, I think.
Oh, you would? See, I'm not sure I would, because like, it was good fun to watch it. 'Cause it's nice just having another. I guess basically it's nice watching another episode of 24 and being like, oh yeah, this is what 24 does. This is great. It's absolutely fine. I really enjoyed it, but
I feel like this has characters that I'm maybe more interested in than the original 24 did.
On Jack Bauer? Are you kidding?
Well, I think, yeah, no, because his pilot, I wasn't as interested in that as I am in this.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
I guess because there's also, like, in the CTU there seems to be a bit more, like, techiness, which I like.
Yeah. That makes sense, I suppose.
I don't know. I probably watch another couple of episodes and then see how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same with Star Trek, to be honest.
Yeah, neither of these are frequency, so I might give Star Trek another episode because I feel like I might have kind of shat on it a little bit.
Yeah, you never know.
So maybe I should give it a chance.
Do you know, whenever I think about that,
because I'm remembering now that it's a Netflix show, so they don't do pilots like other shows have to do pilots.
Yeah, I think. Well, I imagine, was it all readily available straight from the get go? Or did it release weekly? I can't remember. I remember it coming out, but I don't remember if it was.
I can't remember if
it was like
weekly.
a big dump or if it was.
I think it might have been a big dump.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh no, I mean the show. I don't know. I don't care how they released it.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely
no, I
terrible.
really need to give this another chance.
I mean,
'cause
in fairness, like I remember when I first watched the League of Gentlemen, which we'll talk about next year, I think, or have we already done it? Oh yeah, no, we're
no,
talking
it's
about
next year.
Next year we will talk about the League of Gentlemen. But when I first watched it, I really couldn't get into it, and I tried a couple of times. I was like, oh, it's just not having it. And then I left it for a few months, heard about it again on the IGN UK podcast, and I was like, fuck it, I'll give it one last go. And now it's like one of my favourite shows.
Yeah,
So I think it's
there are-
good to revisit stuff that you didn't.
Actually, no. To be fair, I did the same thing with Once Upon a Time. I watched
There
like
you
the
go.
first episode and went, "Oh, this is garbage. I don't like fairy tales."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, maybe I do."
Turns out, actually,
And then
they are good.
it
stories.
turns out I actually really liked it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, no, that was.
Well, I
good-
think with that, I didn't just get one episode. I got through like a season.
But
I was
that's
like, I don't like this.
that's what you do. Look at Frequency.
Yeah. Well, that was at uni. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Frequency was 13 episodes that I know there's no more investment than just those like few hours.
Yeah. That's
Which is nice and sad. I still maintain that one season of that was perfect.
Hmm.
No more. Don't need any more. So, are you gonna? So you're gonna keep watching Star Trek?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have another. I'm gonna carry on with Star Trek because I'm interested to see what Jason Isaacs does with it. And 24 Legacy, I probably won't. Because if I wanted to watch
Yeah.
24, I'd probably just start 24 again, like series 2.
Yeah, I might. I might watch some more of 24. Because I think the reason I don't want to watch the rest of it is because there's just so much of it,
Yeah, I get that.
and I feel like you can't
Slightly
with some
into it.
of them you can't just with apart from this one. I feel like the rest of them are just Jack's story, so you can't just like jump in and go, oh, I just want to see what this one is,
Mm.
because there'll be like some background that you don't know.
Yeah. No, I get.
I
mean,
guess
I
with,
find him
like, the same with
such
Star Trek as well. I guess there's just so much there that I just don't understand.
Yeah. I mean,
I had to look up if the Klingons were good guys.
I do find Jack Bell like so compelling, and I think he's such a compelling actor to watch. So, but yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'll give Star Trek a chance, but I don't really hold out much hope of enjoying it.
No. Something that I know you've given more than a chance to. Lie to
Next
me.
week, Lie to Me. Fucking love that show. Shouldn't have been cancelled after season 3.
Oh, that's how I feel about Hannibal. So,
Yeah.
and what's the
Well,
other
no,
one?
I mean, to be fair, Hannibal finishes with an ending.
In fairness,
Lie to Me finishes at the last episode sets up the story hooks for season 4, and then there's just nothing. It's just fucking nothing, and it's Tim Roth, and it's incredible. And I have no idea what The Mentalist is.
okay, that's good.
I like Lie to Me.
I'm with you on that. Tim Roth is fantastic, and I guess with Hannibal, I was thinking about this earlier today. I think it might be the best ending to any story ever.
Yeah. The only problem I have with the Hannibal ending is that you kind of knew where it was going.
Ish. I mean, it does.
You didn't know how it was. You didn't know the route, but you knew where it was headed.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mentalist, no idea what that is. Lie to Me, I don't really know what that is either. So I'm looking forward to
They're
next week.
both kind of. I think, apart from they're just sort of crimey shows.
Okay, cool.
I hope. Otherwise, I'm not very good at this whole pairing things up. Oh, yep. They're sort of people who can tell things about other people.
Okay.
Lie to Me is like he reads like micro expressions and stuff on the face and can tell if you're lying, and The Mentalist might be a psychic.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to giving that a go. We're
Yeah,
going
I'm
quite
now-
crimey
now-
for the last few of this year.
What do you mean quiet? Like, we're going super crimey.
Well, we've done quite a lot of horror, I suppose. So
Yeah, well, I think I was just moving these out to be like, oh, we'll put some horror in here, some horror in here. And I was like, just didn't notice that this last 3 of the year are just all crime. Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. So until then, bye.
Yep. Yeah. Also, bye.
Fuck you. Bye.
Bye. Hi again. I know that the podcast is just finished. And I said a lot of things about Star Trek. As I said at the end of the podcast, where I said I'd probably give it another couple of episodes, turns out that really changed my opinion on Star Trek Discovery. I've sent Joe like several texts just saying like, oh yeah, no, everything I said was, I take it back. It turns out that it was just a slow burner. It's actually very good. I really enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to season 2. So, just basically disregard everything I said about Star Trek. I'll actually stop this now. Bye.